the news, I'm Do Hongyu. 2 explosions near the burial site of Iran's slain General Qasem Soleimani have left at least 95 people dead. The blasts also wounded more than 210 others on Wednesday. The blasts occurred as people gathered in the cemetery in the Iranian city of Kerman to mark the 4th anniversary of Soleimani's death in a U.S. drone strike. The cause of the blasts is still under investigation. The Iranian government has declared Thursday a day of national mourning. Aksan Kivani has more.
The Tasnim news agency reported the first explosion went off 700 meters away from Soleimani's tomb. Shortly after, there was a second blast about 1 kilometer away from the tomb. According to state-run ISNA news agency, Kerman's mayor said the explosions took place about 10 minutes apart. Kerman's deputy governor described the blasts as terror attacks, but offered no evidence to support the claim. Officials say a military airplane has been dispatched to Kerman to transport the injured to Tehran and other cities to receive medical treatment. The death toll is expected to rise as a number of injured are in critical condition.
Global shipping costs are surging as hundreds of container ships are avoiding the more convenient transit routes in the Red Sea. That's in response to Yemen's Houthi militants' repeated attacks on passing cargo vessels there since November. French shipping giant CMA CGM has increased its rates from Asia to the Mediterranean region by up to 100%. Meantime, the international community is urging the United Nations to take decisive action to address the current crisis. At a recent Security Council meeting, many member states expressed grave concern about the possible impacts on global food security. Jody Jacobs has more.
According to the United Nations, there have been at least 24 attacks on international ships traveling through the Red Sea. The Houthis say that ending its naval operations is contingent on Israel ending its siege of Gaza. Security Council members say attacks have disrupted global trade. The United Kingdom, together with other states, warned against further attacks, saying they are a direct threat to freedom of navigation protected by international law. And while China has called for an end to the attacks, it says the root cause must be addressed. It says the tensions in the Red Sea have posed new challenges to the political process in Yemen and brought additional complexity to an already volatile Middle East.
Russia and Ukraine have announced their first exchange of prisoners of war in nearly 5 months, with more than 200 freed by each side. Both sides said the swamp came after a complex negotiation involving mediation by the United Arab Emirates. Russia's defense ministry said 248 military personnel had been handed over by Ukraine. Kiev said it had brought home 230 people, including 224 soldiers and 6 civilians. The Chinese People's Liberation Army has launched a 2-day routine patrol in the South China Sea starting Wednesday. The PLA Southern Theater Command says the troops remain on high alert at all times to resolutely safeguard national sovereign security and maritime rights and interests. A private sector survey shows China's services activity expanded at the fastest pace in 5 months. The Caixin Services Purchasing Managers Index rose to 52.9 in December from November's 51.5, above the 50 mark, separating growth from contraction and posting the highest reading since July. The survey attributes the growth to rising customer numbers and spending. Foreign demand for Chinese services also increased last month. Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory delivered 947,000 vehicles in 2023. The U.S. automaker says the figure represents a 33% increase from the previous year. It says more than half of the over 1.8 million electric vehicles Tesla delivered globally last year came from the Shanghai plant. The company launched its new mega factory project in Shanghai in late December. The new project, capable of producing 10,000 megapacks a year, is scheduled to start production in the 4th quarter of this year. And that's the news. I'm Do Hongyu.